to go.
Good, okay. Let's call the meeting to order. Please rise to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Additions, deletions, changes to the agenda set for this evening. Are there any? Not. Roll call, please.
President Schneider,
Present.
President Pro Tem Dyke, Councilmember Feldman,
Present.
Councilmember Glasser,
Present.
Councilmember Kuligowski,
Present.
Councilmember Steffler. Present.
There were no communications for this meeting this evening. Consent agenda, regular meeting minutes for the July 18 meeting. Unfortunately, I don't have any balloons to float again like I did at the last meeting. The minutes look just fine and to me. So moving on to should note for the record that we were just a tiny bit late going on the record this evening due to technological issues. Anybody else regarding minutes? I looked and I reviewed and they looked fine. So apparently minutes are fine with council. General fund, major streets, local streets, parks and recreation fund, downtown development authority fund, sewer fund, water fund, equipment fund.
So back on the water fund real quick.
Sure.
So the pump rebuild, that was planned in the budget, the $20,000 line item, water and/or sewer systems. Maybe it's in the sewer fund.
Water and/or sewer systems.
So I don't want to get it with balloons.
Oh, for $20,000, yes, that was budgeted, yes.
Satisfactory response. Equipment fund, payroll register report, and DDA executive director report. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Support.
Motion made by President Pro Tem Dyke, supported by Councilmember Steffler, to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimously approved by all the existing membership of council. Is there any public comment this evening addressing any issue on our regular agenda? Being none. Regular agenda item number 1, Village Council vacancy appointment. And there's 2 parties listed, applicants, Loretta Rozeski and Stephen Powell. Is Mr. Powell here this evening? Mr. Powell, if you would like to make any kind of presentation, you're welcome to do so. I should just inform council, did give me a call, that she was not made aware of the fact that council prefers to interview applicants for council. She was not notified of that. She was at a council meeting on the date that she submitted her application. She is presently 500 miles away. She would be here if she had known. So she's not present this evening. So all we have is her application. So I should just indicate to council, so we improve the manner in which we handle these things, as almost all institutions in our country are under attack and being shown for their shortcomings, including Constitution of the United States and equal branches of the government. I think a flaw in our process here is that our charter calls for submit and ordinances to submit applications, but we don't notify the applicants that it is council's preference to be able to interview them. And this isn't the first time it's come up. It wasn't council, but there, I think, was a DDA appointment, and I expected that person to be here, and it's like, well, she wasn't notified to be here, so
Well,
I didn't.
when I received the applications, I told them that it was slated for the August 1st meeting and if they could be there.
Okay, verbally?
So- No, by email.
Okay, all right, well, then you did, okay. That would be the correct way to do it, so no argument there. So I guess council has to make a decision whether it wants to proceed on the situation as it presently can, having submitted his application and attending, and one applicant having submitted her cover letter and application, but not present. So if council wishes to proceed on that basis, we can. Or if council wishes to have the opportunity to interview the second applicant, which would be at our next meeting, we can do that. Any sentiment by council with regard to that?
When does our charter say we need to fill the position?
There's a 0 and there's a 3 in front of it.
How long
And-
has it been? When Jackie
July
resigned?
5th.
July 5th.
This is not the first time that's happened.
Correct.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I know you like structure. Can't get around that. And
Yep.
well, let's be flexible. Okay. And anybody else in council?
I'd say in my hiring experience, paper speaks volumes, but face-to-face also speaks worlds of volumes as well. So in all fairness, it would be nice to interview both candidates, but if we're confined by a timeline, then we have no choice but to abide by the rules.
Proceed. Okay. Mr. Powell, do you want to step up to the podium and make whatever presentation you want to council?
Hello, my name is Stephen Powell, and I'm here to introduce myself regarding the topic of the council appointment. Some of you may remember me from last year when I came before you to discuss the issues surrounding the construction of my home and the conflicting water main on June Drive. I'd like to personally thank the council for resolving this issue quickly, as my family are now happy residents of the village of Elmont. While I was attending those council meetings, I observed many of the other topics being discussed reflected the complex problems I was taught to solve in school as an engineering student. In my job today at Ford, I'm constantly tasked with juggling the competing demands of cost, quality, design robustness, and project timing to successfully deliver a product. I see many parallels between my engineering work and the work that the council does to keep the operations of the village functioning properly. I applied to the council because I believe that my engineering skill set would bring a unique perspective to the group. I would like to serve the citizens of Elmont by making this the best community to raise a family and strengthen community ties. I'm blessed to currently have one young daughter with another on the way this fall. Having young families choose to stay in Elmont will continue to support our public schools and allow local businesses to start up and grow. I've always had a desire to get involved in local government. Previously, I'd canvassed for candidates in primaries, and I also was an election inspector running local elections. I strongly believe that my background and experiences would be a useful addition to the village council. So thank you very much for your time in considering me for the village council appointment.
So questions of Mr. Powell? discussion?
I think the first question that needs to be asked is are you planning to leave Elmont in the next 2 or 3 years? And I only ask this because we had 4 people elected in the election of 2020, and Wayne's the only standing one left. All others resigned and left the village. So longevity would be of utmost importance.
Yeah, so like I mentioned, we just built our new house on June Drive. We really love it. We'd like to stay here for a long time. We're looking into the public school system here and looking to be involved in the community, plant our roots, and stay for a while.
But I guess the reverse to that question is being an engineer and having one young one and another young one on the way, do you think that'll disassociate yourself from involving yourself in council fully like you would need to?
So that's what I thought at first too, but after talking it over with my wife and my family, they really encouraged me to run because they saw that, I really want to be involved in local government, like running as a election inspector. I really like being involved in the local politics, and I think it'd be a good learning experience for me, and that's why I chose to do it.
At Ford, do you have any direct reports dealing with people?
No, but I mean, I'm part of a really collaborative group. So in my job at Ford, I design the high voltage batteries for the electric vehicles. So there's a lot of new technology and a lot of fast moving parts, and collaborate with a lot of different kinds of people, even across the world now that we're more